Hi everybody, this is Osprey from mychartcoach.com, and I'm going to show you in this video how to get your stockcharts.com chart set up. So this is the home page on stockcharts.com, and then so you'd go in and you'd put in a ticker symbol, and then the chart's going to come up here, and you could see this is the layout on the chart. Up here on the top is the period. You can have your weekly, your monthly, your hour, your minutes. Okay, so we have the daily time frame. So what you do is you come down below the chart, and so below the chart there's several different features, and so the first thing that you want to look at, we'll just look at chart attributes first. Above chart attributes is the Annotations tab, and if you hit the Annotations tab, you can see here you can make annotations on the chart, and so you can draw trend lines. It's a very useful tool, so I highly recommend using this tool to be able to locate key support and resistance levels on the chart. And then you load it up by hitting that button, and then you hit upload, and then this is a good tool for annotating the charts. So if you look down there, that you'd want to hit that button there, and then so if you come down below on chart attributes, okay, there's a period, and then here, like I said before, you have the daily, weekly, monthly, hours. So let's say we're going to do let's just so we mix it up a little bit. We're going to do a 15-minute chart, and then over here for range, you have the predefined, and you could put how many days, months, years that you want on the chart, and so I'm going to keep this at predefined, and I'm going to this is the years. We'll have that at 0, the months at 0, and then I'm going to put the days at 3. If you don't have a stockcharts.com subscription, then you're not going to be able to do intraday charts. So then I'm going to change this to a daily chart. So you put it on daily for a period, and then we'll go to 3 months. And then we'll go for no days, and then you go below is the type of chart are we going to make here, and this is going to be a candlestick chart, and then you can change the size here. 700 is the small size where you can take a screenshot and get a lot of data on the picture. You can get the indicators on there. 1024 is a good size. It makes it bigger when you put it on 1024, and if like on the videos that I make, I use the 1280, and that for people that need a bigger chart, makes it easier to see. So yeah, but for sharing information, if you're doing like screenshots, if you do the 700, you can fit all of this into one picture, so that kind of helps when you're trying to share the data. It does make it a little bit harder to read the chart. Okay, so if you go to the size, and then the next one's color scheme, and you can see here there's all different types of color schemes. Sunset is the one I've been using for a long time, just because everybody seems to agree it's okay on their eyes. So you can play around with that, and then I'm not really messing with any of these right now. You don't need to mess with that. You can play around. This is just the basic setup to get you going. The next thing is volume. If you have it on there, it's set up with overlay. I like to change it to separate. So separate's cool because if you do volume separate, it will put the volume below the chart as opposed to in the background. If you do the overlay, it will be behind the candles here, and so it makes it a little bit harder to see. So I do it separate, and then you have the full quote. You also have price labels here, and that's pretty cool. If you hit the price labels, you can see that there's no price labels on the candles. And then now if I hit it with the price labels, you can see it gives you the high and the low. So now I'm getting the highs and the lows. So that's really cool. It can condense the chart a little bit and sometimes make it a little bit harder to read, but it's a very useful tool to be able to locate bottoms and tops. And then another key feature is, I think the other ones you can just, right now you don't really need to mess with any of the other features there. And then the next thing is to go down to overlays. Okay, so what I'm doing with the overlays is we're using, these are our main moving averages. We're using 3 exponential moving averages, and so when it starts off, let's say it starts off with none. Okay, and what you would do is you would, because I have this set on my default, and so you would come in, and here I'll just change all these to none. and I'll show you how I have it set up real quick. It'll make it easy for you. Yeah, so this is an easy way to do it. Yeah, the key on this is to pick your colors that you decide to use for your moving averages, and then keep them the same colors for every chart. And that way, every time you look at a chart, you know that that specific color is always that moving average, if that makes sense to you. So you put in the exponential moving average, and then the first one we're going to use is 4. Okay, and then the color I use is pink. And then we have exponential moving average 8. And then we're going to use the lime. And then we have exponential moving average 13. And we're going to use the orange. And then now we're going to switch to the simple moving averages. And we like to use simple moving average 50. And then that's going to be green. And then simple moving average 100. And that is gold. And then we have simple moving average 200, and that is going to be red. And then we have, let's see, simple moving average 300. The 300-day simple moving average, that's always the top, the big one. And then yeah, so that's going to be blue. And then we want to use the Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands are super important. So we the middle Bollinger Band, as you can see here, 20. That's for the 20-day simple moving average. So the middle Bollinger Band is also the 20-day simple moving average, and I make them purple. And then the next thing we put in is the Parabolic Sar. And Parabolic Sar stands for stop and reverse, and they're the dots. And I like to make those green. And then yeah, finally, let's see. Then we have the yeah, I think that's it. And so we have the Bollinger Bands, the Parabolic Sar. Yeah, that should be that should be everything on here. Yeah, that sets it up. Oh yeah, and then yeah. Oh, yeah. Then we're going to go down to the indicators. Yeah. So that's going to set that all up there for our overlays. And so yeah, all those colors should work well in setting up your chart. It works better if you it's more magical when it has when you don't have any on there, and then you set it up, and then boom, it's all lined up. But yeah, also what we're going to look at is below the indicators. Okay, and so the indicators that we like to use, I'll switch these to none. Our RSI, the relative strength indicator. We like to use FASTO, and then we like to use ADX, and we like to use with plus DI, minus DI, and then we also like to use MACD. And so so basically, these are there's a ton that you can use. As you can see here, these are all indicators, and so this is down below, and as you can see, there's a ton of different indicators to use that you can go through here. I use many more than the ones that I have on this basic chart, but I find that this is a good basic setup to use for people that are just starting charting. These indicators work well. You can see there's slow stow. You can get into accumulation distribution, shaken money flow, the commodity channel index. There's really cool ones like Copic curve. There's a lot of really good average true range. You can do the on balance volume. There's quite a few different ones. They all work really well. They're just more tools in the belt. You're just trying to get the best analysis as possible, and the more indicators you can have that are pointing in one direction, the stronger the signal. And so so you have all the indicators here. What we like to do is use so first up we're going to do the RSI, relative strength indicator, and so that's down here. Wait, that's the wrong one. Let's see here. RSI. So RSI, and then we're going to do FASTO. So we have FASTO, and then we have MACD, or average directional, I'm sorry, the ADX line. So we have ADX with plus DI, minus DI, and then we're going to have MACD. Okay, let's see, where's the MACD line here? MACD. and then another MACD. And so for the second MACD, so the first one's the 12, 26, and 9, and the second one, what you do is you change it to 8, 13, and 5. Okay, and so this is the key here, is that we have when this is originally set up. Okay, so you have the position here, and what you want to do is you want to make sure the first one is above, the second one is above, the third one is above, and then the last two are below and below, and that means above and below means they're going to be the first ones are above the chart with the candles here. This is the chart, the candlestick chart, and these are the indicators above. And so up here you have the relative strength indicator, you have FASTO, you have ADX with plus DI, minus DI, and then below we have volume because we have it separate. These are the volume bars, and then we have MACD 12, 26, and 9, and then MACD 8, 13, and 5. Okay, and then the green dots here, the green dots above, that is your parabolic SAR. These are the dots, and then over here on the left you can see the moving averages. We can hit update here, and then you can see we have all the moving averages in here. And when you do the update, then it'll change from just the regular default screen, and then you'll see a chart similar to this. And then you're going to have EMAs 4, 8, 13, the 50, 100, 200, 300-day simple moving averages. You have the Bollinger Bands here, the upper, the middle, and or the upper, the middle, and the lower Bollinger Band. It's the 20, the 2.0, and then we have the SAR, this Parabolic Sar, stop and reverse, and the green dots. And so all that information is over here on the left side of the chart. Okay, and so yeah, this is the basic setup for the chart. Yeah, these are the indicators that we use. This is the relative strength index up here. Between above 70 is overbought, below 30 is oversold on this indicator, and the bull zone is between 50 and 70. Bullish stocks are above 50, and when they really get moving, they're above 70. And then on FASTO, you have 50 to 80 is the bull zone. Above 80 is overbought power zone. You know, once they get above 80, they need to stay above that level. And then for oversold, it's 20. Below 20 means it's oversold. And then yeah, and then on ADX here, you have minus DI is the red line, plus DI is the green line, and the black line is ADX. And then if you come down here to MACD, the black line is the MACD line, and this blue purple line here, that line is the signal line. Okay, and so you're always looking for crossovers. You're looking for the MACD line to cross over for a bullish crossover, or it crosses down for the bearish crossover. Okay, there you go. This should get you going on the chart. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you have questions, just come and ask us. Send me a message in the chat, and I'll be sure to try to help you out. Okay, thanks for viewing this video.